Hello fans of agile software development. Today I want to reveal the secret how you can become from a junior developer to a senior developer in Java just with the help of AI and ChatGPT. I'm already senior developer and I started to use ChatGPT in my daily work to speed up my development. And I'm pretty convinced that it can do even more for junior developers than it can do for senior developers. But let me show you some examples in this video how I benefit from it and how you can also benefit from it, whether you are a senior developer or a junior developer. So first of all, when I have in general a task, I do a strategy which is divide and conquer. I split my task, my programming challenge, into several smaller parts. And in the case that the part is so small that it can be easily handled by ChatGPT, I just pass it to ChatGPT, get back the answer, get back the code, and use it. Or let's say I work with it. So let me give you an example for that. I had the task to build an API which got a string as an input, shorten it to the last 3 characters and compares it with a value in the database. And if that matches, we assume that it's fine. So that is really like a subtask or a simple problem, easy to explain, easy to pass to ChatGPT, and then it's very fast in helping me with that. So my task is for ChatGPT is in Java, shorten a string to the last 3 characters and do it null safe. And you can see here I got quick response, which does first the null check and checks if the length of the string is less than 3. In that case, I just give back the string as it was in input, and otherwise I use the substring method to shorten it to 3 characters. The senior developer can do this also without a problem, probably in the same time. Maybe ChatGPT is a little bit faster. That might really depend on you and how often you do stuff like this. But if you are a junior developer, you might come up with parsing the string as a character array and counting the digits, because you might not know that there is a substring method. Or if you are experienced in another programming language like Python, and you are new to Java, then you also might not know all these methods directly and use it. And in those cases, ChatGPT is really a great help. So keep that in mind, But there are also things which are more complicated for a senior developer, So I have to do often some kind of mapping, conversion from one data type into another. And here, for example, I had to convert from local date into offset date time. And that is also something which you do not know directly because you don't know all the methods and how it's done. If you worked with dates and timestamps in Java, you see that you know that there are a lot of classes who do this and all work a little bit differently. So for ChatGPT, that was super easy. I just told it convert in Java local date to offset date time, and it just did it in 3 lines of code. I copied this code, adapted the code in my own program around it, and it just worked, and I was done. That was faster than I would have needed to figure it out by using Google and search for one type, and for the other, probably there might be not an article which does exactly this conversation might be hard to find. Another example where it really helps me is if I don't know the technology. So I had, for example, the task to build an API which shows data, and the data which is shown is to be read from a CSV file. So I'm experienced in building APIs with REST and Java and Spring, so that was not a real challenge for me. I do this on my own. But the other part, reading the CSV file, parsing it into a map, that was a task I gave directly to ChatGPT. So I said, write Java code example which uses Jackson data format CSV. That is the library we used for it. We had it already in our Maven configuration, so I tried it like this. Use this to read a CSV file with two string values in each row and pass it into a hash map. So it started doing this. It produced some sample code. On my own, I would have really a hard time to figure out that there is a class CSV mapper, a class CSV schema to be used, and how you build it up, and in general, how to use it, how to parse it, how to work with an iterator to go over it. As an experienced developer, I didn't like this part, so I used the chat functionality and told it, is there a way to produce from the mapper directly a map string as a result? Yeah, so I didn't want to do this iteration in my code. And yeah, ChatGPT is able to work with your answer and improve the code based on this. As you can see here, we have now the mapper, the schema. We read the file as an input, and then we do a reader for map with schema, read value, and we got as a result the map. And that was what I needed, so I was happy with this result, pasted it into my own code, and adapted around it. And for sure, I was faster than if I would have to figure this out on my own, read articles which I have to search with Google and understand and map it to the context of my problem. Yeah, so the big strength of ChatGPT is here. It understands your problem and produces code which solves the problem. And if you use just Google, yeah, you will always find articles about any problem, and you have to map the problem to your problem and then understand how it works, and that's always more effort and takes more time. So if you continue reading my blog article, you will find some more examples about the Spring framework. You will find some more examples about testing and Maven and how ChatGPT helps me here. And finally, there are also some examples around the Linux shell and how you can figure out Linux commands very fast with ChatGPT, which help you to do some kind of analysis work, for example, with the Linux shell. Yeah. So that is also very helpful. But let me come in this video now to my conclusion. So for me, it's ChatGPT and AI is in general a tool which make my development faster. I guess junior developers will benefit way more than senior developers, but senior developers will benefit also. So I really recommend for you to start using it so that you speed up your development. Yeah. Let me finish with my personal conclusion, and that is some kind of a quote of Albert Einstein. He said, if I have only 1 hour to solve a problem, I will spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes about the solution. Yeah, and that is exactly what will be our challenge in the future as software developers. Yeah, we will have to think about the problem, better understand it, and try to split the problem into smaller pieces. Then we can give those smaller pieces to AI systems, and they will give us a solution for that. And then we combine it again together to a big solution. Yeah. So I think our amount of working will shift more and more to understanding the problem, and it will be less work which we spend in really solving the problem and hacking the code. If you liked this video, please give me a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. I'm looking also forward to share some more videos like this one about coding with Spring or the Linux shell, or how I use it for testing and Maven, but that would be then a future topic. So see you next time.